Hey guys, this is Fire from InDepth Gaming, bringing you a game review. This time we'll be reviewing Little Big Workshop. This game was developed by Mirage Game Studios and published by Handy Games. It released on September 24th for a price of $19.99. So what is Little Big Workshop? Little Big Workshop is an open-ended sandbox game where you get to control basically the entire evolution flow of a workshop, from building to people management to product development, and how you do everything in between. What's really nice about this game, it's got really cute art style, because the entire game is actually played on the desk of an architect or an architect to be. So maybe what they're dreaming about or how their, hopeful goals could turn into. So in this game, you manage a workshop. Go figure, name of the title. You manage a workshop, you develop goods, bring them to market, but also try to complete tasks that are brought to you by businesses who need certain goods. And how do you do this? You do this by having the proper equipment. The game features dozens and dozens of different types of machinery, from workbenches to light machinery to heavy duty machinery, to craft anything from ducks to bicycles to chairs to desks and office work and everything in between. There's a vast market where you can select the goods you want to craft and decide what you want to bring into market to help increase your economy in the game, to grow your workshop and develop your play session and how you want to do things. You can approach things in many different ways, and everybody's game sessions will be a little different because as you play, you might have different market prices fluctuating different from what I have. I've done about 5 playthroughs of this game so far, getting to different points, from failing 12 days in to failing 60 days in, which is quite devastating when you've put a lot of work in. You go bankrupt and, well, what are you going to do? Play the game again, because it's an amazing game. That's what you're going to do. When you start the game out, you'll be presented with just a few items. You're not going to want to go too overboard building certain things. It's very easy to put yourself in a hole and never be able to escape out of that hole. And you never really want to be in those situations. One thing that I want to point out is this game does offer you a tutorial at the beginning of the game. I think the tutorial could have been done a lot better. I don't feel like they explain things maybe as fluid as they should, or maybe could have done some video guides built into the game to help walk you through what to do in the game. I think that's definitely a miss on the mark by the developers, and hopefully maybe they'll update the game at a later date to make it a little more friendly to new gamers. If you are used to sandbox simulation style games where you manage either economies or parks or things like that, this game should be very easy for you to pick up and go at. If you're not used to that, you will probably fail a few times in your first couple sessions. Don't get too discouraged, as it's real easy to get the swing of things after a few play sessions. One helpful advice that I would offer is, make sure you keep your workers happy. These coffee machines, they do wonders. Make sure you never run out of coffee. They'll complain and fall asleep, and then you'll miss your deadlines and you'll go bankrupt. As far as getting used to the game and getting started, we do have a video up on the channel that's an achievement guide, so to speak, that'll help walk you through some just helpful mistakes that we made starting out in the game, and that might help set you up for better success. Now, as far as the economy system in the game, everything evolves around these markets. Goods go up in demand, they go down in demand, and the prices are constantly fluctuating. The basic level items are a generally low price, but when you get into those medium and advanced tier items, that's where you're really going to start to make money, as well as completing all the challenges from the various clients that need you to do goods. You'll be presented with things that all of all varieties, different timing deadlines, and you'll need to make sure you meet those. So don't go into the challenges until you're ready to really dive deep into those, as well as try not to overwhelm yourself, otherwise you could run into situations like you see on screen where we're stuck with a ton of goods that we can't do anything with. Who just wants their stuff sitting in a room? Like, this is pitiful. Like, the only person who wants to be in here is this little mouse. I'm gonna call him Remy. If you get Remy, I like you. But yeah, outside of this, the game has a really nice art style. It's adorable. Let's be honest, this game is exactly what you would hope from a nice sandbox game put in an environment and world like this. The soundtrack to the game that plays in the background is quite enjoyable, as well as all the sounds seem quite authentic and fit into the game world just right. The menus are not too hard to navigate. It can just be hard to set some of the more advanced features, such as the billboards up in the game, if you don't quite understand when you're starting out. But I encourage you, if you boot into this game and you start playing it, just go into all these menus in your first couple play sessions and explore. Make sure you read everything, and don't be afraid to try things out, but don't get too frustrated. You're gonna fail. It's just part of the game. You'll do better. You'll get those far higher progression levels. You'll get those challenges done. It's just gonna take a little bit of time. Just don't overwhelm yourself. As far as the achievements for this game offers a full 1,000 gamer score. The achievements are not overly difficult at all, outside of you just need to play the game and progress all the way through. You can get the full 1,000. It's not going to be a quick completion. Take your time. You'll get all the achievements. Just have some patience and, learn from experience. Don't just walk into it expecting to do everything right away. As far as giving this game a rating or a review, I think this game is fantastic. I am a sandbox open world simulation fanatic. I love all games like this. I love any game with, even a touch of a realism effect. And I've always wanted to own my own workshop and make my own goods and toys, so, Little Big Workshop fills that void in my mind. For the price point this game falls in at $19.99, it is fantastic. It's not overly expensive. It's not too cheap. But then again, if a game was $2, it's amazing compared to the price. But at $19.99, this game is fantastic. If you manage to grab the game in the first 24 hours, the game will actually be on sale. So you can save a couple bucks as well. If you want to hold out and wait for a sale, do that. That's your own discretion. You might be able to catch this game on sale at the end of the holiday season, with all the sales that generally come along. But aside from that, this game is fantastic. It's more than worth the price. I'm going to give this game an 8.5 out of 10. The reason I don't give it anything higher is I think the entry-level learning curve situations for this game could have been handled a lot better. I don't think it's as user-friendly in the start as it wants to be, but once you get beyond that and you've done a couple play sessions, you'll do pretty well at the game, and you'll be able to survive and last a lot longer. If you are getting stuck at all, or have any questions in the game, or just would like some advice or help, let us know down in the comments. Check out our achievement guide that's on the channel. Aside from that, I'm Fire from InDepth Gaming. If you liked the video, let us know down below. And if you haven't already subscribed to the channel, we will see you guys next time. I hope you have a great week.